Hello Tyche family, and welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you again. If you are new, welcome. We're glad to have you. I do have a drink here today. There are 6 planets in retrograde, so can't blame me. It's almost the end of September, but the good news is it's the beginning of spooky season. So let's get into the cards and see what we have in store for you. All right, Gemini, let's figure out what's going to be happening with you this coming week. The end of September, the beginning of fall, entangled in all of these retrogrades. Fun stuff. Let's see what we have for you, my friendly little air signs. I have lots of Gemini placements in my chart. Makes me a little crazy, but at least I have an excuse, right? Okay. So to start off, we have the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands reversed. 3 of Swords, absolutely. This is one of the easiest cards to read, right? Heartbreak in some form or fashion for sure. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands reversed. I do feel like whatever has happened here, I don't think it's really a surprise, right? Usually my 8 of Wands means something's coming at you really fast, usually takes you by surprise. If you take a look at her face in this card, she is completely shocked. But reverse, I really feel like whatever's happened here, you knew it was a possibility, right? You knew it was possible that whatever has happened could happen, right? And I think it's definitely something that you were working towards, whether this is a relationship, a job, hobby, competition, anything like that. The 3 of Pentacles is definitely that apprentice card. You are learning and working and building towards something. Get a little clarification on this. What exactly are we dealing with here? So the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles as well. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles definitely out in the cold. It's really just compounding that heartbreak that I see, and the 3 of Swords here. I feel like you feel abandoned, honestly. I think that that is the big feeling that I'm getting in this reading. Yeah, okay. And we have the 6 of Cups that just jumped out. So I think the 7 of Swords, there's definitely some sort of deceit that happened. And then the 6 of Cups, I really feel like this is particularly talking about a love connection for sure. I don't want to rush in to say that there was infidelity. We're going to, break this down further. But if you see in the 6 of Cups, you have 2 girls watching this boy on stage. To me, I think that these 2 girls are vying for the same person's attention. And I think that might be what happened here. Whether this is somebody you were in a relationship with and they ended up being unfaithful, or this is somebody that you have been talking to or really liked or was interested in, and they ended up choosing somebody over you. But let's get some more clarity here. And that would definitely explain the heartbreak, right? That we're seeing. So we got another one jumping out. 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Yeah, so the 7 of Pentacles to me, I feel like this is kind of like the harvest card, right? Been working towards something and you're finally bringing home whatever it is that you really deserve. And I think that you, for some reason, felt that you kind of deserved this connection, not in a way that is cocky or arrogant or anything like that, or entitled. I think that maybe you put a lot of energy into this person. Maybe you helped them through some problems. You let them borrow some money. You picked them up from the airport. You helped them, move houses. You came over with your pickup truck. You were their shoulder to cry on. Whatever it is, you put a lot into this particular situation. And it looks like it didn't pan out. So then we have the 5 of Wands over here. There's some sort of conflict. I think that when this happened, absolutely you were upset. And I don't think that you kept that to yourself. At least what I'm seeing for the 5 of Wands. Let's take a look here. Get some more. Yeah. The Ace of Yeah, the Ace of Cups reversed. You're pouring out what was in that cup, right? And I think that this is you being upset. Of course, they didn't take your cup when you offered it, but now instead of offering it, you're just pouring it out into the ground. You're saying, screw this, screw you. I think the abandonment and the deceit here is pretty strong. I'm so sorry this happened, Gemini. This is, yeah, and then the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is you after everything that's happened. I think that you're kind of down in the dumps. You're feeling a little depressed about it. And if this hasn't happened yet and there is somebody that you are interested in, I definitely feel like you need to listen to your intuition. So with the Eight of Wands here, like I said, it didn't seem like it was a complete surprise to you and you knew that this was always something that could happen. If you're feeling that way, just pay attention to that, right? Don't keep pouring yourself into this person and giving and giving and giving if they're not giving anything back yet and you're uncertain about the situation. I just would really take this as a huge red flag, honestly. If this has happened and you're more advanced in the situation, then I think you're here in this depressed state here with the Nine of Swords. You're definitely hard for you to move on. You know, she's sitting in her room, head in hands, just on her bed, tangled up in her sheets by herself. It is just a card of just being overwhelmed into inaction almost, right? You don't want to move on. You don't want to go see anybody else. You don't want to talk about it. You got upset. It's like the stages of grief, right? You figure it out. You get angry. And now you're sad, or will be. So the Queen of Pentacles and Judgment here. I really feel like the Judgment card is, to me, it feels like whoever this person chose instead of you, and they might not even have chose somebody to be in a serious relationship with them. They might have, but they might just also be playing the field and just not choosing you in general. Although I do feel like for a lot of you, it is a particular person that they've chosen over you because you have the Three of Swords. So there's all the three swords are you, this other person, and the person that you are both interested in. And of course, the Six of Cups, there's specifically two people vying for that person's attention. I think that them coming through as the Queen of Pentacles and Judgment, I feel like, and I don't think that this is true, but I think that this is reflecting what you're feeling and thinking, that you feel insecure around them. You think that they have something to offer that you don't, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. And maybe, you know, I think, oh, they're more attractive than me, or they have more money than me, or whatever it is, that's how you're feeling. I'm not saying that is what it is. This is what you are reflecting for how you feel about this person. And I think that that's because it's mixed with the Judgment card here. And I think that this is you judging the situation and judging yourself. And just remember, the judgment that you have right now is being filtered through the lens of heartbreak and insecurity and the situation. So you can't necessarily trust your judgment 100% unless you really look past the hurt so you can see the situation clearly. Because if not, then you'll start thinking like this, like, oh, well, she's or he is better, or they are better than me, or they're more attractive than me. That's why they chose them. It doesn't have to be that at all. It could be the complete opposite. It could be Gemini's too smart and I can't manipulate them as easy, so I'm going to go over here to this person, or you never know, right? It's the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So I do feel like the Four of Pentacles here is really talking about you keeping everything close to your chest, right? You initially got angry, then you got depressed. I think that eventually you're going to be like, okay, well, now I have to button it all up, pull all that sadness in, and just pretend like it doesn't bother me, right? And when somebody brings them up, I'm going to pretend like I don't care, right? Or I'm going to say, oh, well, you know, it's their loss, when really you still feel like it's your loss. You do. I mean, I understand trying to keep it classy and really trying to be unbothered. And a lot of times if you speak it becomes true, right? So like fake it till you make it. But there's also value in talking about it. Yeah, okay. So we have the Chariot, and then we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knights, they're definitely more immature cards than, of course, your Kings or your Queens. With the Chariot reverse, I feel like you're going to be stuck on this for a while, and I'm hoping that this doesn't mean that you are going to stick around to see if they're going to last, so you can try to swoop in, right? Like, instead of saying, okay, well, they chose this person, I'm going to move on. I hope you're not holding a candle for them, right? Because we have the Knight of Swords here, and usually you think swords cutting people out, but like I said, knights are more immature, and if you look at this card specifically, he's holding that sword close to him. He's not cutting anybody off. He's thinking about it. Maybe he even knows that he should, but he's not. And I think you are, to the outside world, going to pretend like you have and that you've moved on and you're not holding a candle for them, but I don't think you're going anywhere. And I think, Gemini, that might make you vulnerable to this person. They know that you're not going to go anywhere. So they can mess around with this other person because they feel the security of you always being there no matter what you do. And that's just not a healthy place to be. Just not at all. So Strength and the Nine of Pentacles. So I think that the Strength card is really you trying to bolster through all of this, especially because it's touching the Three of Swords here in the spread. I think that it's going to sustain you to the point where you're not going to be weeping and crying about it every day, right? But you're still one pentacle short of the Ten of Pentacles, which is security and generational wealth, but also family and legacy and children and grandchildren and that sort of thing. And you're still one pentacle shy because you have the Nine of Pentacles, not the Ten of Pentacles. And I think that as long as you hold out for this person, that you are always going to stay at the Nine of Pentacles. And I think that if, and I'm not saying you do, but I think for a small portion of you, if you do feel like, well, I'm going to be here for them, I'm going to hold on to this love, and I'm not going to give up because that's romantic. And when they finally come around, I can say that I've always loved them, and I'm so happy that they finally chose me. Like, it's a romantic movie, a romantic drama that we'd see like on a streaming service or something. But I don't think that that's the reality here, Gemini, as much as that would be great TV. I just don't think this person has that kind of integrity. But I'm just going to draw a couple more cards to really, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, Page of Pentacles here. Yeah, I really feel like they're showing up as this King of Wands reversed. So he is reversed, and I usually love the King of Wands. They're passionate, they're lovely, they're fiery, but they're mature, right? And they aren't gonna burn people with their heat or their passion. Unfortunately, reversed, I feel like this person might be pretty magnetic and you love that they have that about them, but they're not using it in a good way, right? It's like when people are very desired and they have so many options to choose from, they let it kind of go to their head and they end up hurting people in the process. So I really think that's what he's coming out, or she, or they are coming out as, the King of Wands reversed. However, I do feel like this Swords card here is eventually you coming in and saying, I'm not going to do it anymore, right? And I think that this is kind of the advice card, because right now I don't think we're at that point where you're ready to cut them off. I still think that you're here holding on to your sword close to you, not ready to cut them off. But I think the advice is that try to get yourself to a point where you can see clearly and you can act in a way that, preserves yourself, preserves your pride, preserves your soul so you don't get jaded, right? I think that that's important. Yeah. And the Queen of Wands. I really feel like this will lead you to become the Queen of Wands. And for other people to see you as the Queen of Wands, right? If you are so wrapped up in a person that doesn't necessarily want you, you're not shining your fullest, right? You care about them wanting you and seeing you and noticing you. So you're hiding that light. And I would love to see you, Gemini, become this Queen of Wands, really come in with this sword card and just say, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just going to take a couple of these oracle cards to wrap up the reading here, just to give you a little extra context. Details are always key, right? We know that. All right. Yeah, the buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. And I do believe that. I think that once you make way for the universe to bring you in something new, the universe will. If you become the Queen of Wands who deserves a wonderful upright King of Wands, and the universe will bring them in. Chameleon spirit, act as if. Remember earlier when I was saying kind of fake it till you make it sort of thing, and really just work on just going out there. You might not feel like going out. You might not feel like doing anything, but if you get yourself out there, you become it, right? You realize what you've been missing. You just really bring and manifest this into your life on your own. And last one here, time to heal. Absolutely. I think that it is time to heal, Gemini. I think that this is the perfect way to wrap up this reading. Be strong in you. And try to remember that you are worth so much more than this person is willing to treat you as, okay? And also don't redirect your anger and your hurt at this other person that they've chosen, right? All right, Gemini, if that resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Please, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next week. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.